Imagine. Imagine being a Square Enix Marvel Avengers game fanboy. Imagine defending this game to the very end of the earth. Imagine commenting on YouTube videos constantly to defend a multi-million-dollar corporation that is selling you cosmetic items and crappy DLC characters, all for Fortnite to completely eviscerate your very game that you're defending. What's going on, everybody? Cryptix, and this one is just the nail in the coffin for me, man. I thought I was done with this topic, and then Fortnite Chapter 3 came out to release none other than Spider-Man in their game. This is no exaggeration whatsoever. Alright, so basically what happened is Marvel's Avengers came out well over a year ago, and it completely died down. The hype for it was completely destroyed after about a couple of weeks when people started to realize that missions were repetitive. Then we got, Hawkeye and Kate Bishop DLC for Marvel's Avengers. That was pretty lackluster. No one really wanted those characters, at least in the game, compared to like Spider-Man and maybe like Doctor Strange or Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, things like that, right? And then they got Black Panther to come out this past August. So that's basically 3 characters in the course of a year. And then for PlayStation exclusively, we got Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man in the Avengers game is like, it's not going to be your first priority if you're going to play a Spider-Man game on the PlayStation. If anything, it's probably going to be your last priority. You should be playing Spider-Man PlayStation 4. You should be playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. And then, possibly, you should move maybe to Marvel's Avengers just to play Spider-Man. But you should not be purchasing this game for full price. It is not worth it. The characters are pretty lackluster, in my opinion. Now, moving on to Fortnite. Just around the same time that Marvel's Avengers released Spider-Man in their game, Fortnite Chapter 3 has released recently with Spider-Man. And, I mean, if you compare and contrast the web swinging, the combat, it is just absolutely hilarious that Marvel's Avengers, Square Enix, could not make a competent Spider-Man character with decent web swinging mechanics. Now, I don't care if Spider-Man is like swinging from the mountains. There should be no reason that Uncle Ben is holding his webs from the sky just so we can get from point A to point B. I don't want that. I want Spider-Man to be a character that is mostly, traversal in like a city area in the Marvel's Avengers game. And also another thing is like the web swinging also kills your momentum. Like you basically have to swing in this one animation and you're stuck in that animation until you decide to hit the right trigger again. Whereas in other Spider-Man games, even older Spider-Man games, the momentum is there. Once you get that first swing with momentum, you can do another one faster. It's just like being on a swing, for God's sakes. And Square Enix in the year of 2021, there should be no excuses for game devs in the year of 2021. I don't care if you're a Marvel fanboy. You should not be setting the bar so low so that Square Enix, the developer that is creating Spider-Man in their game, is creating basically web swinging mechanics from the very first Spider-Man game that came out in like 2003, 2004, okay? Long story short, the Spider-Man Avengers character is lackluster and the web swinging is pretty trash. But if you look at Fortnite's version of Spider-Man, this is no exaggeration and your jaw might drop to the floor here. Keep in mind, this is Fortnite we're talking about. The game that kids play constantly on their parents' phones. The game that I'm gonna be playing just to play as Spider-Man, right? I'm 24 years old. It's a wide range of an audience. The people that play it, just, everyone plays this game, basically. If you can think of a random person, they probably have played Fortnite in their day. So, believe it or not, Spider-Man is in the game, and this footage is going to make you mad if you're a Marvel Avengers Square Enix fanboy that comments on YouTube channels. Take a look at Fortnite and how they eviscerated the Marvel Avengers game. Look at the web swinging. Okay, this is courtesy of Evan Falarka. He's got a YouTube channel. I'll leave the link to it in the description. He's got about 73,000 subs. But basically, he was able to capture footage of Spider-Man, you know, swinging and dragging from like a car. That mechanic isn't even in Spider-Man PlayStation 4 from Insomniac, okay? The fact that Fortnite was able to incorporate that is absurd, okay? That is a thing that you can basically trigger anytime a car is driving on the Fortnite map. Now, on top of this, you can also realize that the web swinging from trees is actually connecting to the trees. Uncle Ben is dead. There's no reason he should be holding on to Spider-Man's webs from the sky. And Fortnite realized this, and guess what? Guess what? Fortnite outdid Square Enix in web swinging. I never thought I would say that, okay? Let me repeat myself for you Marvel Avengers fanboys that hate and type hate in my comments without even having any rationale, without having any type of educational behavior. As a matter of fact, the only behavior that you have is fatherless behavior, okay? This video game, Fortnite, has completely outdone the DLC character that so many fanboys for the Marvel game were basically waiting on. And they got their DLC character in their game, and it got completely shat on by Epic Games, the creators of Fortnite. This has got to be the nail in the coffin for Square Enix, man. Like, I get it. Square Enix can have, like, you know, maybe some hope for Marvel's Avengers in the next 6 months. But if you can't even get Spider-Man right, like one of the most pinnacle characters in the entire superhero Marvel franchise, how do you expect them to really get, you know, Doctor Strange right, or the Scarlet Witch right, to get, you know, maybe even the Falcon in there, or War Machine? Like, how do you expect them to actually nail the character perfectly in terms of abilities, in terms of animations, in terms of storylines? Spider-Man didn't get a storyline in Marvel's Avengers, a superhero game, and Fortnite is at least throwing in some type of cinematics for Spider-Man entering this type of game, which is like a builder shoot-'em-up style game, okay? It's not a superhero game, and they still nailed Spider-Man's web-swinging mechanics better, okay? I think the only thing that Square Enix can do is simply put, surrender the Marvel's Avengers game and just let Insomniac, the creators of the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 game, to create an amazing Avengers-style game. We would pay $60 to $70 for it, just like every other game, but the difference here is that Insomniac, A, will get all of the abilities right on every single character and not miss a single thing, including Spider-Man's web-swinging mechanics. B, incorporate a storyline that includes all of the characters in their game. And guess what? C, which I might even make another video on in the future, Insomniac Games is putting 2 suits in to Spider-Man PlayStation 5 on a 3-year-old game. It's over 3 years old, and they're still putting in cosmetics that are free for their game. If Insomniac can nail Spider-Man, they can absolutely nail an Avengers game. Square Enix, give it up, shut it down. You're only looking for cosmetic microtransactions. You are absolute scum, and you bring shame to the Marvel Avengers name and any game associated with them. I hope you all did enjoy this video. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Comment any positive vibes for my haters out there. You can comment. It's just going to help me and, you know, have engagement with the algorithm. And then I'll probably just shut you down anyway. I'm Cryptix, definitely playing Fortnite as Spider-Man until Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac Games comes out. And signing off.